So? What if she looked over here and saw you snogging me? Would you expect her to get up and leave?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the ultimate on-screen couples who started off platonic and ended up romantic.
Razzle, Mr. Flanham?
Thank you, Mrs. Flanham.
Spoiler alert. Number 30. Will Stronghold and Layla Williams, Sky High. Imagine you're a powerless superhero in training while battling the biggest challenge of all, adolescence. Sky High's Will Stronghold knows this better than anyone. Not only is he trying to deal with adjusting to his unique high school, but also navigating the complexities of his friendship with his BFF, Layla.
I'm going with Gwen Grayson. Can you believe it? Me, a freshman, going with the most amazing girl at Sky High.
That's awesome!
After ignoring her in favor of hanging out with others, including another student, Gwen, they hit a roadblock that almost spells out the end for them. Luckily, thanks to some maturing and heroism, the two not only repair their camaraderie, but also finally embrace their fondness for one another. Number 29. Alice Maury and Ben King, +1. Wedding season can be a rough ride, especially if you're single. +1's BFFs, Alice and Ben, are ready to get off this emotional roller coaster. Tired of attending weddings alone, they make a pact to be each other's dates.
Will you come to Jason and Sarah's wedding with me next weekend?
Alice, I'm not looking to go to more of these.
But I already told them I was bringing someone when Nate and I were still together, and I really don't want to go alone.
Of course, this decision isn't without its complications. Their simple plan forces them to dig through deep emotions, which results in them having a one-night stand. Finally accepting their true feelings for each other, they follow their hearts and begin to date. However, the transition from friends to something more is not without a few bumps along the way.
I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm not asking you to move in. I mean, what? What do you need? What? This is good. You just have to give it a chance. Just try for me.
I can't.
Number 28. Nick and Peter, Single All the Way. Christmas can be one of the most stressful times of the year, and especially for Single All the Way's leading man, Peter. The social media expert is exhausted by his family's obsession with him finding a match. So when he breaks things off with his current beau, his BFF Nick plays the role of his new boyfriend.
I think you should come home with me. We can pretend we fell in love after all these years.
While they're just pretending to be a couple, their real and true feelings start to emerge. Set against the backdrop of the warm and cozy holiday season, their friendship grows into a romance, which is the best gift they could have ever wished for.
Together. Together.
This is the best Christmas present, well, ever.
Number 27. Carl and Ellie Fredrickson, Up.
I ripped this right out of a library book. I'm gonna move my clubhouse there and park it right next to the falls. Who knows what lives up there?
From childhood BFFs to soulmates, Up's Carl and Ellie are one of animation's most notable couples. Even though it lasts a lifetime, their love story is told through a bittersweet 4-minute montage. The sequence tracks the highs and lows of married life, with the pair facing tough challenges such as infertility. But there's also a lot of joy throughout, reminding us that love can be the most powerful in the smallest of moments. Of course, anyone who has watched the film knows that the ending of the montage is soul-crushing. Not only does Carl lose his wife, but his lifelong best friend. Excuse us while we dry our eyes. Number 26. Robbie Hart and Julia Sullivan, The Wedding Singer. The 80s, a time when hair was big, fashion was bold, and online dating was not a thing. Back in the day, folks met face-to-face, as is the case with the wedding singers Robbie and Julia.
Okay, well, it's nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you too. And if I do ever get married, maybe you'll sing at my wedding.
Oh man, it's a deal.
Okay.
The only problem is she is engaged to a major jerk, and he's dealing with a serious breakup. Their friendship is pure and too cute for words. But when Robbie starts to catch feelings for his new pal, he has to race against the clock as her impending wedding looms. In one of the sweetest proclamations of love ever, he finally expresses himself performing a mid-flight serenade.
Could be the man who grows old with you.
Number 25. Jack Malek and Ellie Appleton, Yesterday. Ellie Appleton has the patience of a saint. Not only does she manage her best friend Jack's struggling music career, she's also his biggest cheerleader. After an international power outage and bus accident, Jack wakes up to realize the world has no idea who the Beatles are. And so, he takes the risk to claim their work as his own and becomes a massive superstar, while all the while, Ellie stands by his side.
I was just passing by.
You live 370 miles away.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it might be nice to see you.
Unfortunately, Jack gets so caught up with fame and fortune that he loses sight of what's important. The good thing is that he finally comes clean, and in the end, pursues a life that is rich with family, music, and of course, Ellie.
Desmond says to Molly, girl, I like your face, and Molly says this as she takes him by the hand.
Number 24, AJ and Corey, Empire Records. Set against the backdrop of a Delaware-based record store, Empire Records is full of a cast of memorable characters including Corey and AJ.
A love-struck Romeo, sing the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made.
The two employees and close friends are working under the pressure of keeping the independent retailer from being turned into a chain. Over the course of the film, secrets are revealed and expectations shattered. And all the while, love patiently waits in the background. By the time the film ends, the store is saved, and so are Corey and AJ, who, in an iconic rooftop scene, pledge to give in to their feelings. Number 23, Andre Romulus Dre Ellis and Sydney Sid Shaw, Brown Sugar. Bonding over their shared love of hip-hop, Sid and Dre are childhood besties. As adults, they go on to pursue careers in the music industry. She works for a magazine, while he works at a record label.
Come here. Come here. You'll be alright.
Although they are passionate about their careers, they also share an unspoken passion for one another. After Dre gets married to the wrong woman, things become even more complicated. Thankfully, the hip-hop genre pushes them closer together, to the point where they acknowledge the fact that they have been in love the whole time.
I have loved you from the first time I laid eyes on you. And I love you still.
Number 22, Sasha Tran and Marcus Kim, Always Be My Maybe. Growing up as neighbors, Sasha and Marcus are as close as two best friends can be. However, a messy one-night stand causes them to have a fallout. Fast forward almost 20 years later, and Sasha's life as a famous chef is perfect, while Marcus's situation is anything but. A chance encounter brings them back together, offering them an opportunity to repair things.
Yeah, hi Sasha. Hi. Hello. Hi. What's up?
Long time.
Yes, very long time.
Of course, the road to reconciliation is not without some roadblocks. But not even Keanu Reeves could stand in the way of these two soulmates. Eventually, they go from being each other's maybe to being each other's forever.
I want to have a family with you. I want to spend my life with you, even if it scares me. Even if I'm as scared every day as I am right now.
Number 21, Nora and Haesung, Past Lives. No matter how our lives turn out, we are all sometimes cursed with thoughts of what if. In Past Lives, that existential question looms large for two childhood friends, Nora and Haesung. Growing up in Korea, the two are inseparable until Nora's family moves to Canada. Years later, the two reconnect thanks to social media. Eventually, Haesung visits Nora, now married in New York City.
우리가 사귀었을까, 헤어졌을까, 부부가 됐을까? 우리는 아이들을 가졌을까?
Ideas of what could have been are sparked as they share small yet powerful moments of intimacy through conversations and longing glances. Never crossing the line, their love for one another is palpable, heartbreaking, and leaves you yearning for a resolution that can never be.
이것도 전생이라면 우리의 다음 생에서는 벌써 서로에게 다른 인연인 게 아닐까?
Number 20, Rosalie Futch and Pete Monash win a date with Tad Hamilton. It's pretty much every guy's worst nightmare. The girl you're in love with ends up getting the chance to go out with the hunky celebrity she has a crush on.
Just do me one favor, okay? Guard your carnal treasure.
Okay.
Okay, no, I just guard your carnal treasure.
Thanks, Pete.
This unfortunate situation comes to pass for Piggly Wiggly employee Pete when his friend Rosalie wins a competition to go out with actor Tad Hamilton in LA. Of course, by the end of the movie, Rosalie realizes just how wrong Tad is for her, and after Pete confesses his feelings for her, she comes to her senses and realizes who she's actually supposed to be with. Number 19. Emma Kurtzman and Adam Franklin. No strings attached. Emma and Adam have known each other since their days at camp as teenagers, but haven't exactly kept in touch over the years. During a difficult moment in his life, Adam calls Emma and the two end up sleeping together, deciding to have a no-strings-attached arrangement where they hook up, but don't engage in any of the typical relationship behaviors.
Yeah, I could do that.
Good. It's gonna be fun.
Because Emma is a successful doctor, she doesn't have time for an actual boyfriend, or so she thinks. But the more time they spend together, the more they realize they might actually want to make the leap to being more than friends with benefits.
If you come any closer, I'm not letting you go.
Number 18. Monica Wright and Quincy McCall. Love and basketball. As a kid growing up in Atlanta, Quincy McCall is a huge basketball fan, and when Monica Wright moves from LA and becomes his neighbor, he's shocked to find a girl who loves the game as much as he does.
You want to be my girl? What do I have to do?
I guess we can play ball and ride to school together. When you get mad at me, I gotta give you flowers.
But I don't like flowers.
Oh.
The two become childhood sweethearts, and their relationship goes through many phases as they go from childhood to adolescence to adulthood. When Quincy becomes engaged to be married to someone else, Monica knows it's her last chance to give this relationship a shot.
I'll play you.
What?
One game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
This is a sweet and totally underrated love story that's great for fans of romance movies and sports movies alike. Number 17. Hannah and Tom, Maid of Honor. These two meet in college when they accidentally find themselves in bed together in a case of mistaken identity. But what follows is a years-long friendship that has always been platonic, until Tom realizes he wants something more. Despite his playboy status, when Hannah leaves for Scotland, he notices the void in his life when she's not around. Unfortunately, though, she announces she's become engaged to a Scotsman and wants Tom to be her maid of honor, a job he only takes on in the hopes of getting closer to her.
So, tell me again why you agreed to be the maid of honor.
To be with her, make her happy, figure out some way to get her off of him.
Of course, since this is a rom-com, you can probably guess how it all turns out.
Let him now speak or forever hold his peace.
Tom?
Number 16. Dylan and Jamie, friends with benefits. Jamie and Dylan only become friends as adults when Jamie recruits Dylan for a job. But their friendship progresses quickly, and before long, they're best buds. Neither of them's having particular success in the dating game, and they discuss how they wish they could just have casual sex. They decide to give it a shot together, keeping up appearances of just being pals during their arrangement, but as always seems to happen in these situations, feelings end up getting involved despite their best efforts.
I want my best friend back, because I'm in love with her.
By the romantic climax of the film, the audience is totally convinced these two are meant to be so much more than just friends. Number 15. Wallace and Chantry, the F Word. Released in some countries as The F Word and in others as What If, this charming story follows Chantry and Wallace, who meet during a difficult time in Wallace's life after he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him and he then dropped out of med school.
My boyfriend will be worried about what happened to me, so, call me.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Chantry had a boyfriend at the time, so their relationship is strictly platonic, but the pair becomes gradually closer. These two only get together at the very end after circumstances finally align, but it was worth the wait because they get there happily ever after. Number 14. Chris Brander and Jamie Palomino, Just Friends.
Stupid! 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 What the hell?
Even Ryan Reynolds has trouble escaping the friend zone. As former high school nerd turned successful music producer Chris Brander, Reynolds gets a second chance to confess his true feelings to his old high school crush Jamie during a trip to his old hometown.
Jamie?
Chris, hi!
Hi.
While the movie mostly adheres to rom-com cliches, the chemistry between Reynolds and co-star Amy Smart, as well as a hilarious performance by Anna Faris as unhinged pop star Samantha James, make this an enjoyable ride that will leave you feeling all warm and fuzzy.
Oh.
Sorry. Just like 20 years all at once.
Number 13, Zac Brown and Miriam Miri Linky, Zac and Miri Make a Porno.
Start kissing on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
As always, Kevin Smith gives us a story of romance blooming in the most unlikely of places. The writer and director offers his signature blend of gross-out laughs and heartwarming moments in this sex comedy about the two titular roommates.
You got an idea?
We could make a porno.
Not the idea I was looking for.
Played by Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks respectively, they decide to make pornographic movies in order to pay the bills. While Zac and Miri try to keep things platonic, they eventually start falling for each other in between takes, which obviously becomes complicated given their chosen profession. Don't be fooled by the title. This one's a corny romance through and through.
Do you? Why are you crying?
Because I missed you so much.
Number 12. Forrest Gump and Jenny Curran, Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest, run!
You can run all you want, Forrest, but you can't outrun love. Robert Zemeckis' epic and crowd-pleasing film spans several decades and portrays many important historical events. But at the heart of the story is the unconditional love Forrest has for his childhood friend Jenny.
Will you marry me?
It takes Jenny a while to reciprocate those feelings, but thanks to Forrest's relentlessly positive attitude, she eventually sees that she loves him too. While their reunion and marriage is painfully brief and tinged with tragedy, it's still just as sweet as a box of chocolates.
I'll take care of you if you're sick.
Would you marry me, Forrest?
Number 11, Dexter Mayhew and Emma Morley, One Day. Consider yourselves warned, this one is a tearjerker. One Day, based on the book of the same name, follows two friends, Emma and Dexter, giving us a glimpse into their lives on the same day every year, July 15th. It's a unique concept that lets us watch their relationship unfold in little snippets, as their bond becomes more and more complicated over the years.
If you mug me about Dexter,
I swear I won't.
lead me on or let me down or go behind my back, I will murder you. You swear?
Yeah, I swear.
They each go through many ups and downs, both individually and together, but their relationship always seems to be at the forefront of their lives. You may need to grab the tissues for the ending, though, so be prepared.
Goodbye, Dex.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Number 10, Bianca Piper and Wesley Rush, The Duff. Bianca and Wesley were neighbors and good friends growing up, but by the time they reach high school, he's become a popular jock and she is the group's Duff, designated ugly fat friend, who people use to get into the cool crowd.
What did you just say to me?
It's not like a big deal, okay? I mean, like, every group of friends has one, you know, the one who doesn't look as good, thus making their friends look better.
Though the two had grown apart, they find themselves becoming close again, despite the fact that he's dating one of the school's mean girls on and off. Wesley and Bianca end up sharing a kiss, but both act like it didn't mean anything, even though it clearly does. By the end of the movie, he's showing his feelings for her in front of the entire school. Cruel labels be damned.
You gonna go get your crown?
No. I'm gonna get the girl.
Number 9, Simba and Nala, The Lion King. Who would have thought that one of the best stories of friends becoming lovers is from one of our favorite Disney movies?
So where are we really going? An elephant graveyard. Wow! Shh, Zazu. Right. So how are we gonna ditch the dodo?
Simba and Nala are besties as kids, roaming around Pride Rock and getting into trouble by tormenting Zazu. Though they're separated for a decent amount of time after Simba flees following his father's murder, when they come back together, it's like no time has passed. In the end, they are destined to rule over the Pride Lands together, with Simba naming Nala as his queen, and the entire story coming full circle when their cub is revealed to the world. Number 8, Troy Dyer and Lelena Price, Reality Bites.
Ooh, baby, I love your way. Every day, I wanna be with you night and day.
Underneath all that flannel is plenty of heart. In Ben Stiller's directorial debut, Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke play two disenfranchised Gen Xers who find comfort in the fact that they both have uncertain futures. They're clearly attracted to each other, but Troy's aimlessness conflicts with Lelena's ambitions of becoming a documentary filmmaker. Then there's the fact that Lelena is already dating a TV executive.
You better do it now, and you better do it fast, because the world doesn't owe you any favors. And whether you know it or not, you're on the inside track to Loserville, USA.
A quintessential 90s soundtrack serves as the background music as Lelena and Troy slowly realize that they belong together, at least for the time being.
I was gonna look for you.
What for?
Just wanted to see if you were okay.
Number 7. Polly Bleeker and Juno McGuff, Juno.
So guess what?
What? I don't know.
I'm pregnant.
Romance may not be the focus of this quirky film, but it still holds an unconventional love story. After a brief dalliance with her friend Polly, the precocious and now very pregnant Juno brushes off the notion that the two are dating, despite the fact that Polly is the father of her unborn child.
You know, I should be really cheesed off. I shouldn't want to talk to you anymore.
Because I got bored and had sex with you and I didn't want to, like, marry you?
However, as the plot progresses, Juno realizes that besides her parents, Polly is the one person who has constantly supported her. So she decides to confess her feelings like any normal 16-year-old would, by stuffing Polly's mailbox full of orange Tic Tacs. We'll take that over a love letter any day. Number 6. William Matthew Will Hayes and April Hoffman, Definitely Maybe.
You're the toilet paper guy. Wait, who's that?
That's April.
More like Definitely Eventually. In a twist on the typical rom-com formula, this film plays out as a mystery. Recent divorcee Will, played by Ryan Reynolds, tells his daughter Maya the story of the 3 women he's been with over the years, leaving clues as to which one eventually became the girl's mother. However, thanks to his daughter, Will realizes that his true love isn't his ex-wife, but his friend and one-time co-worker April.
I'm in love with you, April.
While it takes several years, a broken marriage, and a lot of heartache, Will and April finally become a couple, all with the help of a very perceptive little girl.
That's kind of cheating, isn't it? Bringing your daughter? What am I supposed to do now?
Well, you could let us in.
Number 5. Keith Nelson and Watts, Some Kind of Wonderful. We're not sure why, but Some Kind of Wonderful seems to have taken a back seat to some of John Hughes' more popular teen comedies. But this movie features a memorable story and a great cast, along with a heartwarming tale of love. Keith and Watts are friends, but Watts is cruelly bullied because people suspect her of being gay due to her tomboyish appearance. But when Keith shows interest in another girl, Watts realizes that she has to do something to show him how she feels.
She'll probably do this.
How do you know?
I watch a lot of TV.
She teaches him how to kiss, but he still doesn't understand what she really wants until the end of the movie, when the two finally make it work. Number 4. Maddie Flamhalf and Jenna Rink, 13 going on 30.
Matt?
Yeah.
You're tall.
It took a bit of wishing dust to get these friends to see that they were made for each other. In 1987, 13-year-old Jenna, after being tricked into 7 minutes in heaven with her geeky best friend Matt, brushes him off and wishes she were 30. Jenna's wish is granted, but to her dismay, she's grown into an adult with pretty questionable morals.
Are you high? You've been smoking pot, doing X, falling into a K-hole, you doing drugs?
What's more, she realizes she has feelings for the man Matt has grown into, but he's engaged to another woman. Luckily, her realization sends her back to 1987, and in her newfound maturity, she kisses Matt, allowing the two to start a new, better life with each other.
Wow, you really know what you're doing.
Number 3. Rosie Dunn and Alex Stewart, Love, Rosie. Based on the novel Where Rainbows End by Cecilia Ahern, this eventual love story follows Alex and Rosie, who have been friends forever. On Rosie's 18th birthday, the two kiss, but because of a series of misunderstandings, it ends up pushing the two further apart. Both of their lives quickly begin to spiral, as they each sleep with other people, and then the movie jumps forward several years into their adulthood. Though they're friends first, they can't deny there's something more to their relationship, despite all of the issues they're faced with.
Rosie Dunn, can I take you to the dance?
Better late than never.
Number 2. Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, the Harry Potter franchise.
You complete Ronald Weasley.
Even though fans saw this relationship coming from a mile away, it didn't make its inevitable conclusion any less satisfying. In the earlier films, Ron and Hermione have a friendly but combative relationship, and spend a lot of time arguing with each other.
You're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
You do it then if you're so clever.
As the story progresses, though, and the two mature, it becomes clear that there's more than friendship behind their passionate feelings for one another.
Next time there's a ball, pluck up the courage and ask me before somebody else does.
Through all the adventures they share over the next few years, their feelings become more obvious until they finally kiss near the end of the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Too bad that pesky Battle of Hogwarts was happening at the same time. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Harry Burns and Sally Albright, When Harry Met Sally.
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Can men and women just be friends? Definitely not this classic rom-com couple, who, despite their natural chemistry and the fact that they keep entering each other's lives, take years to realize they're meant to be together.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Both Billy Crystal's Harry and Meg Ryan's Sally are flawed but lovable characters, with plenty of memorable quirks. It's these quirks that keep them together through thick and thin, and even though they hit a few speed bumps along the way, they still can't stay away from each other, leading to one of the most memorable and romantic scenes in film history.
How about this way? I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night.
Now, that's what we call a New Year's resolution. Which one of these couples is your favorite? Let us know in the comments.
Words of David Cassidy, in fact. While he was still with the Partridge Family, I think I love you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.